Hi everyone, it's Dave. Hey, I wanted to give a little clarification about the idea of writing that does work. And I thought perhaps showing you a few examples of possibilities and describing a few things might be one of the helpful ways. One of probably the most noted education researchers in the last probably 50 years was James Britton, a English educational researcher who did a lot of work in literacy. And one of the things he came up with was a theory of writing that saw writing as being, expressive, something done sort of for the self, as transactional, where writing actually does some type of work, and poetic, where writing is purely for the art form. Writing that does work is sort of working in that transactional way where it's people are doing writing for a purpose, not just a journal entry, but a piece of writing to somehow make something happen. It could be an essay, it could be writing for the grade, but it could also be writing for audience. And that's, I think, sort of at the heart of this idea of writing that does work. So let me give you a few examples um, of kind of what we're talking about. So if you think today about student writers and what kind of outlets they have for writing, one of the quick ones that comes to my mind is Teen Ink, um, which, for years has been given out for free in schools. It's a magazine that's written by teens. So they certainly have adults who guide teens through. But it is a chance for students of a variety of ages to get their writing out there, to get an audience, and absolutely to get some feedback. That feedback could come in terms of a contest, it could come in terms of simple recognition, or it could come in terms of rating. Create Space is a place where writing can do work, where it's through Amazon, but where you can publish your own book. And I have seen students, high school students, who were passionate about their poetry, or one boy who wrote a screenplay, published through Create Space. They are able to sell their work. It's printed on a per order basis. We're not talking about getting rich or doing a bestseller, but for a student to be able to hold up a volume and say, "This is my poetry," is certainly something meaningful. I shared with you Main Media Workshop's latest contest seasons, and here's another opportunity. By the way, if you're looking for professional development opportunities, scope out some of their offerings. They do have some offerings for teachers. I don't exactly know where it is in here, but they do have some offerings on things like using technology in the classroom. Contests like Arrive Alive, geared for Maine students, famous Joe Bornstein, and win all kinds of Apple products. There are things like fan fiction, and just Google fan fiction and you'll come up with sites like this. And students can find, the area they're interested in. I just happen to be in the anime and manga, of which I know absolutely nothing except it's colorful. And it's based on uh, books that they're already engaged in. So here's one with 101,000 posts, and they continue the story often, or they write about the characters. And again, is it writing that does work? Is it changing anything? Maybe not, but it's certainly writing for an audience, and it's a passionate audience that knows their content. So it's writing for an educated audience, and having to have that education to do it. There is service learning and writing for a purpose, whether it is a grant proposal or a calendar, anything like that. There is writing socially. This is the site of 826 Valencia, which is a writing center based in California, but there are 826 writing centers in DC and other places. It's definitely worth scoping it out. A colleague of mine in Waterville had a group called Writing Under the Elms. Waterville's called the Elm City. And this was a weekly writing group for young people. I have a teen filmmakers collaborative starting in the fall that will have teen filmmakers who will be gathering once a month, working with professionals and producing their own pieces of work. So there are a million and one possibilities here, and this post that we're looking for, a state of writing opportunities, is partly what's there, but also partly what's not there. What's not there that would get your students, or students in general, writing? What opportunities exist in the world that we sort of divorce from school? It is partly, this whole week is partly a prelude for some of you to possibilities of the final project. And it may sound odd to think that, the final project details are out when the course is very far from over. But it's an opportunity for you to think about this, brainstorm for a while, jot a few notes down sometime, and certainly start thinking about it a bit. All right, so I hope that's helpful. Have a great week. We have some wonderful book talks up. I've seen Julie's. I'm about to watch Jennifer's in just a little bit. And a long overdue chance to share just a quick journal post. On the story of a student writer, and the reactions forum is very, very general, but sort of a big picture sort of thing. The story of a student writer, please read your colleagues. Please respond to one or two. Don't feel the need to respond to everyone's, but please read and get a sense of what the big picture is. All right. Any questions, as always, please fire away. Glad to be back. Glad to have you back. And let's get rolling. Thanks. Bye.